The Verizon IndyCar Series returns to action with more buzz than ever surrounding the series. We have new teams, new drivers, a new car, and a new track returning for the 2018 Verizon IndyCar Series season. So let's get you up to speed for the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Competition now returns to one universal aero kit after 3 years of manufacturer battles. The new car was designed in reverse, starting with a design reminiscent of that sleek look from the 80s and 90s. Then, engineers worked on aerodynamics and safety, including smaller front and rear wings, removing the rear wheel pods, reinforced side pods, and removing nearly 2,000 pounds of downforce. Reigning champ Joseph Newgarden thinks this new aero kit will please both drivers and fans.
So the majority of the downforce that we're making is coming from the bottom side of the car. And what that does is it provides more consistency. When you're following behind someone, you can follow a lot closer. The air is not going to be as disruptive. So the racing is really going to benefit from that. It's easier to drive. It's more fun to drive for the drivers. And the racing product, I think, is going to reflect that. So the drivers like it, but we want the fans at home to enjoy it too.
IndyCar is also testing another safety feature. It's the first windscreen designed for added driver protection. The shield is made from a PPG aerospace material, and that same material is normally used for fighter jets. Scott Dixon was the first driver to test it out at ISM Raceway under some varying light conditions.
No real issue. I think through the checklist of stuff that we needed to get through with distortion, there's a few parts on focal points, I think, that we know the reason for it, but ultimately I think the Verizon IndyCar Series should be happy with getting this thing on track and running it, and pretty much no faults here.
IndyCar's president of competition, Jay Fry, says they will have another test for the windscreen, and that one will be related to some ballistic testing as well as how they actually mount the piece. Now let's talk about those new teams. We have 2 full-time and a part-time team joining the series for 2018, and a lot of driver movement. So let's tell you where you can find everybody this season. Meet Carlin Racing. 11 IndyCar drivers have raced for Carlin during their development over in Europe. And now team owner Trevor Carlin wants to expand his team here in the U.S. with a 2-car IndyCar team featuring veterans Max Chilton and Charlie Kimball. Harding Racing expands from a part-time season in 2017 to a full-time program with Gabby Chavez. Juncos Racing will compete on a part-time basis with rookies Renee Binder and 2017 Indy Lights champion Kyle Kaiser. Now let's talk about some familiar faces that have found new places. Tony Kanaan moves over to AJ Foyt Racing in the iconic 14. He's joined by rookie Matthias Lace, piloting the number 4. Andretti Autosport maintains a 4-car team, but you'll find rookie Zach Veach in the 26 this year. Ryan Hunter-Reay, Alexander Rossi, and Marco Andretti remain at the team, but Rossi moves over to the 27, and Andretti will drive the 98. Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing expands to a 2-car effort. That's where you'll find Takuma Sato, who joins Graham Rahal. Sebastian Bourdais remains at the 18 at Dale Coyne Racing, but brings back a familiar partnership with Jimmy Vasser and James Sullivan. Bourdais will have 2 rookie teammates to mentor. Pietro Fittipaldi and Zachary Clayman DeMello will split duties in the 19. Chip Ganassi Racing moves down to a 2-car program with Scott Dixon in the 9, and 2017 Rookie of the Year Ed Jones slides into the 10. Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports remains at 2 cars, but brings over James Hinchcliffe's longtime friend and fellow Canadian Robert Wickens to drive the 6-car. Jack Harvey will also join SPM through a partnership with Michael Shank Racing for a partial IndyCar season. Ed Carpenter Racing gives Spencer Pigot a shot at a full-time ride in the 21. And Ed gives rookie Jordan King a chance at the road courses in the 20. Team Penske shrinks to 3 cars with reigning champ Joseph Newgarden, Simon Pagenaud, and Will Power. But don't worry, Elio Castroneves will be back in May to try for his 4th Indianapolis 500 win. Along with all that's new in the Verizon IndyCar Series, we'll also see the return of an old friend. Portland International Raceway returns to the schedule as the 16th of the 17-race season on September 2nd. Open-wheel cars last competed in Portland in 2007, and Sebastian Bourdais is the only current driver to score a win there. But first, it all begins on March 9th on the streets of St. Petersburg. You can catch every practice session and qualifying streamed live right here on IndyCar.com. And be sure to catch the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete live on ABC at 12:30 Eastern on Sunday, March 11th.